All right. I am joined by Harold, Director of Hotel Revenue Management with Resort World Casino, coming to us from Jamaica, New York, right?
And Jamaica, Queens, correct. Yeah. Good morning, Jason. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Good.
Tell us a little bit about the past 6 months for you.
It's unprecedented, as you can imagine. I'm sure you're hearing that from everybody. It's been a time where I kind of reflect a little bit on the business and the industry, and just did a lot of work. There's a lot going on in terms of the different properties that I'm responsible for. But it's been interesting to say the least.
Yeah. So you've got two casinos you're working with, right?
Correct. Yeah, we have property up in the Catskill region in Monticello, which is Resort World Catskills, and then also a small property, kind of right on the same footprint, which is called the Alder, which is just hotel rooms, but it's off the casino itself. And then we have, of course, the Resort World New York City, which is in Jamaica, Queens, a few minutes from JFK Airport. And we're in the process of opening 400 luxury hotel rooms sometime first quarter next year, which will be a Hyatt Regency, and that's exciting. That's kind of what's keeping us busy in a sense over the last 6 months.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to that.
So Catskills are up in the mountains and away from everybody.
Yeah.
You've closed and reopened, so you've been open for about a month. How are things going?
Great, actually. To be honest with you, it's first of all, it's great to be kind of back online, and we've had a lot of our loyal guests reaching out to us, wondering when we're going to reopen. But I think at this point right now, we've kind of done it the right way. I also feel like we kind of were behind the eight ball a little bit too, because a lot of the tribal casinos and a lot of our neighboring resorts were able to open a little bit sooner. Of course, we're overseen by the New York State Gaming Commission and also the governor's office. So, and completely understandable, we had to be cautious in terms of what's going on with the pandemic, and make sure our clients and our customers and us also the employees are safe when we do reopen. But I have to be honest with you, we're only being 25% capacity. We're doing pretty well. I think a lot better than we anticipated, to be honest with you. And it's just good to be back and to be able to service the customers that have been waiting for us to open.
Yeah. So bookings. I mean, what have you been doing? Is it were they just standing outside the door, ready to go, or have you been communicating, email, social? How's that been going?
Yeah, we've been really kind of paying attention to our loyal guests, and they've been knocking on the door for us. So that's been good to be able to kind of reach out to them. And then also over the last 6 months, we've kind of tried to work on a few different things so that once the doors do open up, we'll be ready for them in terms of just reaching out to partners that we've worked with in the past, and also new partners too, to see if there's an opportunity for us to kind of reach, in a sense, that drive market, that pent up business that's been waiting for the casinos to open up, and we've been pretty successful, to be honest with you. The last few weekends, we've seen the demand, and we've been able to capture it. So with the limited inventory that we've had, and since we're not open completely in terms from a hotel standpoint, hotel room standpoint, we've still been able to capture that demand especially on Fridays and Saturdays when it's expected.
Right. Are you turning the people away, or?
No, not at all. We've been kind of working the numbers in terms of being able to capture that guest that we want to have playing on the gaming floor, and then at the same time that we do have those guests that are reaching out to stay with us that maybe haven't been with us before or have heard about us, but we're trying not to turn anyone away at this point.
So revenue management is a challenge. Any hotel. Tell us about how you've made your adjustments there.
Yeah, to say the least. I've been in this business a long time, and I've run into situations where, whether it's a downturn in the economy or something that's out of our control in terms of 9/11, things like that. And you always think that you've experienced everything, but this is something new for everyone. And it's unfortunate the hospitality industry has really taken a hit. But from a revenue standpoint, we prepare ourselves right off the get-go in terms of creating a short-term strategy, and not even looking at last year, but really creating a short-term strategy where the systems that we use or that we have in place are understanding what's happening on a very short-term basis, in a sense. So every week it kind of learns, and then the following week it'll learn again of what the trends are and what the pace is. And but in terms of looking at what really kind of happened last year, is kind of in the back window somewhere.
So what kind of data are you looking at? Is it travel data, restrictions? I know New York is starting to close back down a little bit, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate. There are some hot spots in New York City that, thank God, is not really affecting us at this point. But yeah, I mean, the data that we're looking at is really just from our loyal guests that are looking to stay with us for some time. And again, it's just all based on that pickup that we've been receiving and the type of rates that people are willing to pay at this point. So we've been kind of massaging it a little bit, where as we move forward, things kind of get a little bit more realistic for us, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
But again, it's a situation that I think none of us have experienced before, so we're all kind of learning on the go here, in a sense.
Right. Well, with the time remaining, Harold, any advice for the hoteliers continuing to go through this?
I go back to some of the experience that I've dealt with in the past, and things will get better. I truly believe that, and I think everyone just needs to be positive. And it's a learning experience. I think down the road, for a lot of people that are in my position that maybe are just starting out, it's something that you're gonna look back on and say, look, it's probably not that bad because look what we've gone through in the past. And look, everything kind of repeats itself, unfortunately, but I think we all learn from it.
All right, sir. Well, thank you for joining me, and good luck.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Talk to you soon,
All right.
Jason. Take care.